Is your dinner taking forever to cook? Does your pasta water feel like it's taking a nap instead of boiling? If you look at your gas stove right now, do you see a weak, yellow, flickering flame? That is a money pit. It's inefficient, it's dirtying your pots with soot, and frankly, it's dangerous. But what you should see is a strong, steady blue flame that gets the job done fast. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Your Name, and today we are fixing the most common annoyance in American kitchens, the weak gas burner. Now, before you call a repair technician who's going to charge you $150 just to show up, stop. In 90% of cases, the problem isn't your gas line. It's not your regulator. It's usually something tiny, clogged, or misaligned that you can fix in under 15 minutes with tools you already have in your junk drawer. By the end of this video, your stove will roar back to life. We're talking better efficiency, cleaner cooking, and peace of mind. So grab your screwdriver, turn off the gas, and let's get to work. First things first, safety. We are dealing with natural gas or propane. Both are flammable, both can leak. If you smell gas like rotten eggs right now, do not film a video, do not light a match. Leave the house and call your gas company, okay? Good. For this repair, ensure your stove is completely cool. If you've been cooking, wait at least 30 minutes. Also, if you have a gas shutoff valve behind your stove, turn it to the off position while we work. It's not strictly necessary for cleaning caps, but it's a good habit if we're removing any components near the gas lines. Let's diagnose why this is happening. A healthy gas flame should be almost entirely blue. A little bit of yellow at the very tip is okay, but if the whole flame is yellow, orange, or lifting off the burner ports, you have an imbalance in the fuel-to-air mixture. There are three main culprits. 1. Clogged ports, food spillage, grease, or cleaning product residue blocking the tiny holes where the gas comes out. 2. Misaligned caps. The burner cap isn't sitting flat, causing uneven gas distribution. And 3. Air shutter issues. The mix of air entering the burner tube is incorrect. We're going to tackle these in order, from easiest to most technical. Let's start with the quick wins. Step 1 is the deep clean. This sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people just wipe the surface. We need to go deeper. Take off the burner grate. Then lift off the burner cap, that circular piece that sits on top. Look at the base underneath the burner head. See those tiny slots or holes around the perimeter? Those are the ports. That's where the gas escapes to ignite. Look at that gunk. That is carbon buildup. It's restricting the flow of gas. When gas can't get out evenly, the flame sputters, turns yellow, and loses heat. Here is your toolkit for this step. A stiff brush, an old toothbrush works perfectly, a needle, a straightened paper clip, or a specialized port cleaning tool, white vinegar or a mild degreaser, and compressed air if you have it. Spray a little vinegar or degreaser on the base. Let it sit for 2 minutes to break down the grease. Do not use oven cleaner here. It's too harsh and can damage the finish. Now, take your brush and scrub those ports vigorously. You want to dislodge any loose debris. This is the critical part. Take your needle or paperclip, gently poke it into each porthole. You're not trying to drill a new hole, you're just clearing the blockage. You'll feel a little pop or resistance give way. Do this for every single hole around the circle. Once you've poked them all, give it another scrub with the brush. If you have compressed air, blow out the debris. If not, just wipe it clean with a damp cloth. Make sure it's dry before we reassemble. Now, check the burner cap itself. Sometimes the slots on the cap are clogged too. Clean those the same way. Reassemble. Here is the pro tip. When you put the cap back on, give it a little wiggle. It needs to sit perfectly flat. If it's tilted even a millimeter, the gas will escape unevenly and you'll get a lopsided flame. Listen for a solid click or feel it settle. Let's test it. Turn the gas back on. Light the burner. Better? Yes. Perfect? Not yet. We still have some yellow tipping. That means we have an air mixture issue. Let's move to step 2. If cleaning didn't fix it completely, your burner is starving for oxygen. Gas needs oxygen to burn blue. Without enough air, you get incomplete combustion. That's the yellow soot you see. To fix this, we need to adjust the air shutter. Now, the location of the air shutter varies by brand. For most freestanding ranges, it's located at the front of the burner tube, accessible from the top if you remove the burner head, or sometimes from the front panel below the knobs. For some models, you might need to remove the front panel of the stove. I'm working on a standard range here. To access the shutter, I actually need to lift the top panel of the stove. Don't worry, it's easier than it sounds. Always support the top so it doesn't slam down. Now, look at the burner assembly from above. You see the tube leading to the burner. Near the base, there's a small metal plate with a screw. That's the air shutter. Loosen this screw just a tiny bit. Do not remove it. Just loosen it so the shutter can rotate. The shutter controls how much air mixes with the gas before it hits the ignition point. A closed shutter means less air, which equals a yellow lazy flame. An open shutter means more air, which equals a blue strong flame. However, if it's too open, the flame might lift off the burner or make a roaring noise and blow out. Watch the flame as I adjust this. I'm opening the shutter slowly. See that? The yellow is disappearing. The blue is creeping up from the base. Keep adjusting until the flame is mostly blue. You want a sharp, defined blue cone. If you hear a loud whoosh and the flame looks like it's detaching from the burner, you've opened it too much. Close it slightly until it anchors back down. Once you have that perfect blue flame, tighten the screw to lock the shutter in place. Be careful not to over-tighten and strip the threads. Just snug it up. Do this for any other burners that are acting up. Each burner has its own independent air shutter, so you need to tune them individually. If you've cleaned the ports and adjusted the air shutter and your flame is still weak or yellow, we have to look at the orifice. The orifice is the tiny brass nozzle inside the valve that meters the gas flow. Why would this be a problem? It could be clogged with debris that made it past the cap. Or, and this is common in the USA, you might have recently switched from natural gas to propane or vice versa, and the wrong size orifice is installed. Natural gas and propane require different orifice sizes because they operate at different pressures. If you moved houses or had work done on your gas lines, this might be the culprit. Replacing an orifice requires shutting off the main gas supply, removing the burner tube, and unscrewing the old jet. It involves working directly with the gas valve. If you are not comfortable with this, stop here. Call a professional. It is not worth the risk of a gas leak. However, if you are handy, here is the check. Remove the burner tube. Look at the brass tip. Is there visible dirt? Use a fine wire to gently clean it. Do not enlarge the hole. If you scratch it or widen it, you will change the gas flow rate dangerously. If it looks clean, check the number stamped on the side. Compare it to your stove's manual. If you converted fuels, ensure you have the correct kit installed. For 95% of you watching, the cleaning and air shutter adjustment we did earlier solved the problem. The orifice is rarely the issue unless there was a major installation error. So, your flames are blue, you're cooking faster, but how do you keep them that way? Here are 3 maintenance tips to prevent this from happening again. Number 1, stop boiling over. We've all done it. You're making soup, it boils over, spills onto the burner. That starchy water cements itself into the ports when it dries. Use larger pots or lower the heat once it reaches a boil. If it does spill, clean it immediately after the stove cools. Don't wait for it to bake on. Number 2, avoid aluminum foil liners. I know they look nice, but aluminum foil liners under the burners can restrict airflow and reflect heat back into the valve components, causing premature wear. Use proper drip pans designed for your model. Number 3, the monthly check. Once a month, give your burner caps a quick lift and wipe. It takes 10 seconds. It saves you hours of frustration later. Also, keep an eye on the color. If you see yellow flames returning, don't ignore it. yellow flames produce carbon monoxide. While modern kitchens are ventilated, you don't want incomplete combustion happening in your home. Install a carbon monoxide detector if you don't have one. It's a $20 investment that saves lives. Let's recap what we did today. Safety first. Cool stove, gas off if needed, deep clean, removed caps, scrubbed ports with vinegar and a needle, alignment, ensured caps sat flat, air shutter, adjusted the air mix for that perfect blue color, and orifice, checked for clogs only if necessary. Look at that heat. That water is boiling in half the time it was before. That's efficiency, that's savings, and that's a job well done. You didn't need a repairman, you didn't need a new stove, you just needed a little knowledge and 15 minutes. If this video saved you a service call fee, consider hitting that like button. It really helps the channel reach more DIYers like you. And hey, if you have a weird noise coming from your fridge or a dishwasher that won't drain, let me know in the comments below. I'm planning our next repair guide based on your requests. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next fix. I'm Kitchen Shine Master. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.